So I just finished my little shift, right, at my job. It's like about 1 o'clock in the morning, right? I work online. There's like some of the like I literally put like PRST sometimes, like if they're if I know that they are a little parasitic, right? Because they'll be like trying to like do other kinds of questions or insinuations, but always to like make it very clear, like they know things about you. Like, yes, we know we are in Simlandia and it is a simulation. Don't worry, but anyway, since this is the real world, I just play it off, whatever, right? So this one was making a comment, right? He'd be all the time, always trying to like come in with like these comments, stuff that I don't even be like remembering and thinking of that like I did during the week, right? So this week, my son was like, "Oh, you wanted some new sneakers, right?" And he went on Amazon. He picked these sneakers, which I don't even care about the sneakers. I want to see if they arrive, okay? But I guess they might because I guess the Matrix wants you to be buying these kind of things. They're a bunch of like it was like a pair of Pumas, right? And I know like it was like 62 euros. And I personally, you would never catch me buying 62 euro sneakers for me. But because I know my kid is like, and I've bought him a couple of like sneakers and they keep falling apart. I'm like, listen, yeah, you want these expensive ones? Let me. He's gonna wear them until they practically fall off his feet because I'm not buying another pair at that price. Anyways, so the parasitic guy, right? He starts talking about luxury brands and how it's important because blah 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 and how people feel and I was like, I don't care what people think. He even makes a reference, and this is what's sad, okay? Because because unfortunately it has to be like a 20-minute conversation with this guy, right? Of course. And he doesn't want me to bring the topic because I be like talking about like boring stuff so that they don't come up with like shenanigans like about like the weather and shit. No, no, he wants to go into like other like things to like, do shenanigans, right? So he starts the conversation like that. And I'm like, yeah, no, I go for knockoffs. Like, no, yeah, I shop at Shane. Like, that because Shane was, and unfortunately here in France they cut off Shane. But anyways, so um like he starts going into like this whole thing, how it's important because what people think about that. And I was like, I don't care what people think. Please remember, in this simulation, the majority of these MFers around us do not have consciousness. You are basically worried about what an AI on two legs is thinking about your life choices. Just keep that in mind, okay? I go into telling him, I'm like, yeah, because I remember, when I was in New York, especially growing up, like after like I started going to public school, and I remember like people were like with the Jordans, and people used to get jumped for their Jordans. That it was like crazy in the 90s and stuff like that with this brand name stuff, right? And it's not worth it because I was always told and I always understood that the same lady they hit in the head to make your Jordans is the same woman they hit in the head to make the cheap brand, right? And she's not getting paid for it. So, so I even said that to him and he's just like, because I have to have a video conference with him, Lord. And then he's just like, and then he makes some other thing and he goes, yeah, because sometimes, in the country where he's at, when people go to Starbucks, because the ones that like to show off at Starbucks that they're studying, and he's like, yeah, if they don't have a Mac Apple computer, the diabolical, Apple bitten computer, if they don't have that Mac computer, right, then they're ashamed or they feel insecure to open their laptop in public. That to me is so sad. If you only knew that this world is some BS and you are literally worried so much about what people in this world think who don't care about you, okay? Or are parasitics who it doesn't matter what you do, they're going to be saying anything anyways or trying to put you down and lower your vibration anyways. And then the majority other half are just a bunch of like, bots basically running around here. So it's incredible to me. Please, this is so this video, okay, is to reiterate. Please do not care what other people think because this world is BS, number one. Okay. Number two, you are you. It's what you like, it's what you want. You are the main character. You don't have to care about what nobody cares about. I definitely, number one, don't go for what everyone goes for because majority of the time People go for trends and certain things because they are all freaking bots. They're bots. They just follow. Okay, they're like sheep. That's why. Okay, you can find a lot of things just like like when I do podcasts, right? Yeah, maybe I'll take like some people here and there, like a sprinkle from like, a certain level, but I want authentic people. Like, I'm not looking for people, like, I want authentic people who I think deserve just as much limelight as the other people. You have people who freaking sell their souls in this world. You don't know what they had to do. They had to bend over to make sure that their brand became popular and it's trending, and all the bots were programmed to say that it's okay. Because remember, that's the world we live in. So if you only knew, and I know that everyone has been through that at some point in their life, because when I was younger, obviously, and you don't know how this world actually is, you don't know how this world actually functions. Well, yeah, you're very self-conscious sometimes about what other people think, about what other people are going to say about you. And I'm going through this a little bit, not really going through it with my daughter because I talked to her about it, but because of the situation that we are in, and like I've already done a video about that. Every time like I'm catching the parasitics doing crazy shenanigans, like at my daughter's school, like they've started like bullying them or saying things. And it's not only the kids, like the teachers have been involved because they're all bots. And then, like my daughter, I smart, I'll tell her, like, tell them to put whatever their issue is in writing. They won't do it. One, because they know I have a paper trail. They won't do it. So I told her, and ChatGPT told her when as well, that just shows that whatever they're saying, they know that they're not in the right. They're just making things up, and it's to get at your energy. I swear to you, if you could only see my reality and the things that happen to me, and this is what I try to teach my daughter. It doesn't matter what these folks are saying, what these kids are saying, because one, they could be on the graphene, they could just be parasitics trying to get into your energy, or they're just bots. Okay? And your awareness is what matters. Your awareness. You need to not focus on all of these other distractions around you called people, because what you think is happening in this world is not really what it is. Okay? Far less people are running around here with actual consciousness, actual souls. Okay? And it's not to be like conceited or speak from the ego that like you're better. No. But it's just that kind of thing that's why it's like an illusion. You can have like 20 people in a room, and 17 of them are programmed to say some bullshit. And then the three of you that have the common sense, and you're like, what are you talking about? You guys feel like you are the black sheep, like you're the ones that are maybe wrong, because obviously the majority don't think like you, or they're saying something opposite. But the majority are not people with even souls. That's the simulation. So please do not care in this little world what anyone says. Do you?